I said, there's no microphone, no cameras or anything. But when you look from a distance, from the outside looking in, it looked like he really talking to himself. Like he really heard voices. Cause now he's trying to tell the dating coach, like, I don't feel right doing this. I use a tactic to get her. And now he want to try to basically act like he got some morals in the situation. And the dating coach like, look, don't worry about that. You signed up for this for one reason. Now it's happening. Go through with it. So he's like, all right, whatever. So she sees him talking to himself, but he's talking to the dating coach. So she's like, oh, he really, really heard voices. So she's like, you know what? I like this. She goes up to him and she invites him over to her house. She even gave him a kiss. So what that sound like to you? It sound like some good action for him is about to take place, right? So they get to her house, and she had a nice apartment, by the way. So they get to her house. Everything is set up. Live streamers is watching in. The dating coach watching in. And she's telling him, like, we're gonna, fix this problem tonight. We about to basically get into something, but he didn't know what she was talking about. He was just happy to be there, and he couldn't believe it was happening this fast for him. So she like, look, go to the bedroom. I'm gonna go make us some drinks. Now, these digital lens or contacts or whatever that connects you to the iLink app, they're so powerful that the dating coach on the other side, while he's watching a live stream and watching what the person is seeing through their experience, anybody that they look at, they could look at them and just basically digitally open up their profile to the point where it tells where they was, their past experience, who they are, what their name is, their address. But people could also lock their profile to where nobody could check them out when they looking at them. So he tried to go and look at the brunette's profile. The dating coach tried to look at her profile and it was locked. It had a lock on it. Now, if he would have checked her profile like a little prior to that and it was unlocked, they would have saw what they were dealing with. So the brunette, she comes back with the drinks. First of all, these drinks looked suspect anyway. I wouldn't have took none. So she starts telling him like, look, I understand. I know all about the voices. I hear them in my head too. Now she really starting to look crazy. She like, forget these voices. We're going to get rid of them tonight. And all of a sudden, the dating coach is watching from the other side. And he's like, hey, man, I got a bad feeling about this. Wrap this up. Like, get out of there. He saw where it was going. But it was too late. He done drunk the drink. The girl even pulled out a funnel and started pouring the drink down. And she was drinking the drink as well. So this dude the geek, he starts coughing up blood. And she's basically telling him, look, I'm going to get you out of here so when you transition, the voices in your head will be gone. We could do this together. So she was planning on getting rid of her and him, but in the sake of mercy, trying to help him out. And everybody is sitting back watching this. Now, it's crazy because I don't know, like, how he got caught. The dating coach is on the other side watching this happen, and he starts panicking. He starts wrapping up his computer. He starts shutting everything down, getting rid of evidence in his house. He had a little room in his house that he would go and do his little app thing at. Nobody knew but him. His wife ain't even know. So now he does that. He gets rid of the evidence, right? and he's on his way out and his wife catches him. So back to the whole schizo situation. You got normal people in society that's walking around right now that's schizo, and you won't even know it, because you'll never know they schizo because they're quiet. But also, they don't want to expose themselves, because if you get into a conversation with them and they'll start saying weird things, and you'll be like, oh yeah, this person is out there. So it's running rampant nowadays, and it's more common than you think. So when they take their medicine, they're basically like a vegetable. They eat and sleep all day. That's it. They still hear the voices, but the voices are like kind of like more silent. But the female, the brunette, she stopped taking her medicine a year prior because, and I personally know people in my family with this. They stopped taking their medicine so they could go back into the world and try to fit into society. But it's hard for them. It's real hard, because once they stop taking the medicine, that's when they start hearing the voices louder again. And these people got jobs, they got driver's license, and there's a lot of attractive females with this sickness. And I got family members I can't even be around because they got this. I gotta just, keep it real quick with them. Say hi and bye and how you doing, and that's it. Because if you stick around them any longer, you're gonna realize they're not taking their meds, and then they start doing weird things and saying little crazy things. But that's a whole nother story. Like I said, I got the experience with family members and also people on the streets. So this whole episode is connecting to that. So that's why it hit close to home when I watched it. Now back to the episode. This episode has 3 stories in one. I'm telling you the first part of the story right now. So, okay. Now, the dating coach is getting rid of all the evidence. They just witnessed the crime going on. Everybody from him to the live streamers. So, yeah. The chick ended up getting rid of the geek, but she was doing it in the sake of trying to help him. That had to be like some poison, because he couldn't stop choking and he was coughing up blood. And he was out of here. So it goes back to him talking to the random guy in the cabin, the dating coach. Mind you, they're both there for crimes they committed. So he told the random guy how he ended up there. The random guy is looking like, oh my God, you saw that? And he couldn't believe the story. Now the random guy got liquor in his system, and he's opening up slowly but surely. So now you find out that the dating coach, like I said, that wasn't even his real job. That was just some side stuff he was doing for entertainment and fun and a little extra money on the side. Okay, cool. Now he starts telling the random guy about his real job and what he really do. And what his real job was, it shows you he actually take people's consciousness, put it inside of an egg called a cookie. It's funny, it's called a cookie. We'll get to that later too. The egg looked like a Alexa egg. But the second story starts off with the woman inside of the hospital. I guess her real life body is so tired, her consciousness is tired, I guess. So the dating coach, what his job was to get the consciousness sucked out, put the consciousness in the egg, Now the consciousness is in a control room with all these control boards, but it's controlling the outside body. So you basically outside of your body, but you're controlling your real body with a control board in a room. And you gotta live there for eternity and just keep controlling a random, not the random body, but your body that's on the outside. But your outside body don't know it's being controlled by another entity. It's basically on autopilot unless you control those control boards. So the female that they showed in the hospital getting her consciousness sucked out to control her real body, she signed up for that, but she don't remember she signed up for it. That was part of the plan, part of the deal. So, excuse me. So, he had her going through it. He was, the dating coach had the egg in his possession, and he was talking to her through the egg and was like, look, you signed up for this. You control your body. You got the control boards in there with you. And that's what he did. That was his job. And that links back into the story too. So now, you know what his real job is. He takes people's consciousness and he explains to them how you don't have to get tired anymore. You could just control your real body from the outside. Anyway, he was into some dark stuff.